Hey, what's going on everyone? FM Journeyman here, and welcome to part 9 of Weston-Not Super Mare. In today's episode, we continue our promotion push against Bishop Stortford. Okay, and once again folks, welcome. This is episode 9. Let's go take a look at some of the results since the last time you joined us. So, last game was going to Maidenhead. We beat them 4-2 very comfortably. Next game was Ebbs Fleet, a 2-1 victory with Jake Watkins and Sam Smith getting the goals for us there. And now I'm clean getting the consolation. Pretty good display all the way around. As you can see, just pretty solid ratings, really nothing to talk about. Man of the match goes to Joe Steele. Next up, we played Hungerford, and this is a bit of a disappointing result. I expected to do much better against them. And Sukana actually had to get a kind of a late equalizer for us after Tony Lee opened the scoring. You're going to see from the match stats, we dominated possession, but we failed to create a lot of good opportunities, only 4 shots on goal. Next up, we drew 0-0 against East Thurrock. That was another very disappointing display, considering that we pretty much dominated the game from start to finish. 25 shots to their 8, 56% possession to their 44, and you may notice they've had a player sent off for a second bookable offence. So another game that we struggled to create opportunities. But next up, and most recently, we beat Gosport away from home. This was a huge victory for the team. We didn't play very well, good amount of possession, but pretty poor display all the way around. Elliot Richards getting the one and only goal in the game. But one goal was enough, and good win. Anyway, that leads us up to today's game against Bishop Stortford. They currently sit 12th in their table, so their season's pretty much done. They're only 6 points outside the playoffs, and obviously well clear of Whitehawk in the relegation zone. So their season is pretty much done. They're playing kind of for respect and pride. But for us, not us. You notice that we are in fact top of the table by 4 points. Goal difference is pretty much the same, so that's going to be a huge factor. But 4 points ahead of Wellstone, and I think by beating Gosport, I believe we have now 100% guaranteed our spot in the playoffs. So that's very positive. But let's go into today's game. This is going to be the lineup. We're going to have Luke Purnell in goal. Richard Bryan's going to continue at right back. Chris Barker has returned at left back, even though we do have Matty Parsons available. So we'll look at his form and fitness, and we'll make a judgment if he's going to join us before the end of the season. Then we have Joe Steele and Jamie Horncastle at the back, at centre half, with Fitzgerald, Theo Brearley and Perry Ryan in centre midfield, with Connor Deards, Richards and Watkins leading the line. On the bench will Brett, Mitchell, Sakuna, Willie and Sam Smith will be in the reserves. So let's go ahead and start today's game. Now this is a game I believe we are favourites, and this is a team I do expect to beat, especially if we want to go ahead and try and win promotion at the first time of asking. Alright, so we've only got 5 games left to go in the season, so every game matters. This is definitely going to be a very big one today. Let's go ahead and motivate the guys. They reacted well to the team talk, and let's kick off today's game. Now, as I mentioned, this is a pretty big game. I'm going to put up the fixtures as well because the Wilston result is going to be very impactful. Let's move this over here. And while I'm not paying attention, Fitzgerald has a good opportunity. I'm too busy trying to make things look pretty. And a good result so far. Hemel Hempstead are beating Wellston 1-0 in Wellston. So that's a very good start for us. We're now 5 points clear of them. And if Fitzgerald would have scored that one, we would be 7 points. But anyway, plenty of time left to try and win this. And obviously plenty of time left for Wilson to get an equaliser. So nothing is set in stone. But there's a chance for Stortford. The through to Maloney, who scores. Jack Maloney, the former Portsmouth striker, has found the back of the net to make it 1-0 to Bishop Stortford. Awful defending, just got beyond us, and nobody picked up Maloney in the middle of the box, and that was an easy finish for a player of his quality. Again, nobody tracked him on a Maynard. 2 men there surrounding Maloney, but for some reason neither of them picked him up, and that was a very simple finish. Not very good defending at all. Here's another opportunity maybe for Bishop Stortford. Kelly Yoga hits it 4, Maloney flicks it on, but Purnell is quick to react. He's going to boot this ball forward. Watkins can't win it. Perry Ryan does well in midfield. Fitzgerald is going to try and set up the attack here. Plays the Connor Deards. Back to Fitzgerald. Good tackle from Maynard. And it sets the counter attack here for Bishop Stortford. Pooney's going to lead the charge. He plays the Herd. Maloney's in the box again. Maloney Oh, and it's a foul. Jamie Horncastle had brought him down. It's going to be a penalty and a chance to make it 2-0 for Bishop Stortford. Awful, awful start for us here. Let's see if maybe Luke Purnell can pull off a save. He hasn't done so all season, so I don't think he's going to do it. Oh, he did! Commentator's curse, there it is. Luke Purnell, what a great save. Of course, as soon as I mentioned he hasn't done one all season, he does it right there in front of you. So I am very happy. That's awesome. Awesome, awesome news. So they give us a lifeline because 2-0 down is going to be very difficult to come back from, but 1-0, anything can happen. So we got 10 minutes left in the first half. I'm going to do an attacking style of football, see if we can squeeze out an equaliser before half time. Doesn't look likely, and it's not going to happen. We go into the second half 1-0 down. Not where I want to be. However, I think Hemel Hempstead are still beating Wellston, so that goes in our favour, and we've still got time to get an equaliser yet. So changes. I'm thinking about bringing on Sam Smith. I'm also thinking about reorganising the front line. Let's reorganise the front line first. Let's put Elliot Richards to a deep line forward and Watkins doing more poaches, more comfortable there. Barker's having a pretty bad game at left back. It caught out for the first goal. So I'm going to go ahead and bring on Sakuna at left back. Alright, so second half. Let's see if we can get an equaliser and maybe a winner if possible. Let's say Sakuna, maybe an early chance. Not throws it away to Hickford. Pooney's going to lead the charge. Good tackle from Horncastle. Ryan to Richards to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald is going to pick out Brian on the overlap. Gets in the box, pulls it back to Fitzgerald. He finds the back of the net. Great start to the second half. 1-1. James Fitzgerald of his third goal of the season. Good play from Richard Bryan getting forward there. Getting beyond his man. Pulling it back. And a good finish from James Fitzgerald. I think we got a little bit lucky with the cross. I think the deflection kind of took it into his path. But first time past the goalkeeper. No chance. 1-1. Good start to the second half for the lads. Alright, so that sets up, should be a pretty interesting second half. 1-1. Wellston and Coney are still losing at home to Hemel Hempstead. Perry Ryan's going to shoot here. Oh, what a goal from Perry Ryan. That looked like an absolute screamer from distance. That could be a potential goal of the season candidate. Let's take another look at the 3D replay. Let's see if he did really look that good. Dids to Ryan, one touch. Hits it from about 35 yards and smashes it past the goalkeeper. Keeper maybe should have done a little bit better, but great strike nevertheless, and it is 2-1 to the mighty Seagulls. And that's put us 7 points ahead now, Wellston, in the chase for promotion. I'm going to go back to a control tactic for the last 20 minutes of the game, just because I don't want to let this lead slip. Let's go make a change as well. Rest some tired legs. Let's bring off Elliot Richards, bring on Sam Smith, and let's also... Oh, I don't really want to make a change in midfield. They're playing very well. You know what? Let's leave it as is. And let's see, just in case you get an injury. But things are going very, very well so far. Alright, so 2 minutes left to play. Let's go to contain. Let's just hold on to this result. Could be a huge, huge win for us. Maybe one last chance for Bishop Stortford though. Pooney, good tackle from Sakuna, hits it forward to Sam Smith, and that is it. Full-time whistle blows. 2-1 win over Bishop Stortford at home. Great result. Not a great performance, but a good result. So I'm happy with that. And it looks like Wellstone did in fact lose 1-0 to Hemel Hempstead. So that's it. That's a double win for the day, and it puts us 7 points clear now of Wellston in second place. That really sets things up nicely. For the next 2 episodes. It's going to be a double live com in the next 2 episodes, just as we might win the league. So I want you guys to be there for that. So the next episode will be against Margate, and will be double gamer, as I mentioned, Margate and St. Albans. And then the following episode, we'll play Eastbourne and Hemel Hempstead for the season, and then we'll do a quick season recap for anyone that doesn't want to watch every single episode for the season. But I hope you guys did enjoy this video. We're looking good for promotion. Very, very exciting times for Weston Super Mare. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you all in the next pod. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye.